the different leg moves in case of the failure. Then the last part of my presentation is on fault tolerant control for free swinging failure. Okay, so free swinging failure, as I told you that in case of free swinging failure, the joint will be loose, it will be free, it cannot take any torque. Okay, so what here we did that we proposed an alternative gait of a quadruped robot for free swinging failure in one of the joints of a leg, and this strategy essentially is motivated from this crawling motion of a ball. Okay, so we thought that suppose if this leg, if this leg has a problem, then let us fold this leg, okay, and if this leg gets folded naturally, in order to have a contact with this one and stable body motion, the other leg and as well as the other hands has to be folded. So the body weight is supported on two knees and two elbows. The motion is generated by giving rotation to the hip and shoulder joints as per the gait pattern. So the gait step consists of folding of healthy legs and then crawling. Here the quadruped robot continues its locomotion even after the occurrence of the free swinging failure. The proposed gait and strategy has been validated. Okay, that I will be showing you. In fact, the limitation of this method is that when you fold your legs and hands, your effective leg length decreases. Okay, so because of that, the speed reduces drastically. So although the motion will be there, but it will be with a reduced speed. So the limitation of method is that speed of the robot reduces due to reduced leg length after folding of leg and increased frictional resistance due to dragging the failed leg, which often remains flat on the ground. So these are the two limitations for this proposal. So how we could achieve this is like this. In case of free swinging failure, leg joint loses resistance to external load and acts as a free rotating hanging leg. It loses its ability to support the body on the ground, and in this situation, ideally speaking, the robot locomotion is almost impossible. So what we did here, that this is the flow chart for it. Start command to motor according to the type of gait. Then free swinging failure detection on lower leg of any leg. Okay, how this detection is done, that I am not covering here, but that detection can be done by identifying what we call it as the fault matrix. A matrix is prepared, and from there by seeing the behavior of the components there, we can identify the failure. So once the free swinging failure is detected, the command is that the robot should stop walking, support entire body on the upper limbs, healthy lower limbs fold up, and walk using upper limb only. And if you reach the target, stop, otherwise you repeat the loop. So again here various header files were prepared. A sequential command to each motor for the ample gait was given. Is there a free swinging failure on lower link of the leg? If it is yes, pause walking, straighten upper leg and set lower legs parallel to the ground. Completely fold up three healthy lower legs and sequentially command to upper leg actuator for the trot gait. And again, if reach the target, stop, otherwise do this loop. So for every step, the header files were prepared. And this is how it looks like here. So this is the normal walking here. Suppose there is a free swinging failure in one of this one, then This is how the folding takes place. And here this leg, this lower legs, these are the healthy one, whereas this is the one which has got the free swinging failure. So it is in contact with the ground here, and the others are being lifted and folded up, and then the walking motion takes place. Again, there was a problem with this type of thing, that when the legs are folded, the first leg end now comes in contact with the ground. So to have sufficient friction, we applied a pad here at this one. So in the healthy condition, there is no issue, but when the legs are folded up after the free swinging failure, this generates enough grip in the ground so that the traction can be achieved. So here are the different frames for its walking motion. Here you see that this is walking. Here certain failure is there, and legs have been folded up here, and then it keeps on walking. So this is the leg which is subjected to the free swinging failure, and this is in contact with the ground. And as I said, when this is in contact with ground, there is a lot of losses here because of its friction with the ground on the leg. Maybe there is some audio also in this, so I'll switch on the audio and then I'll show you the video. See, the legs are being folded and then it starts crawling basically. this work has been contributed by the first portion which I showed, that was PhD work of my one student E.L. Krishnan, and second work was PhD work of Mehul. There are other many students who contributed in Anshul Pandey, Anurag Mittal, Himanshu Lohani, then many MTech students. These were the principal work of these two PhD students. Then we had some undergraduate students who helped us in coding for these maths and motors from electronics and electrical engineering departments, and one student from production and industrial engineering who created the frame and chassis for this robot. Nevertheless, I like to thank, as I said, this work was supported by DST and the Indo-Korea Joint Research in Science and Technology, and our counterparts from the Korea were J.M. Young and S.W. Kwok, and they were funded by NRF Korea. Thank you. If you have any questions, no? It is good to not have doubts. Yes.
So when the robot is going forward, there seems to be some kind of sliding movement between the floor and the foot.
Yeah.
So how can you reduce that? So you'll be having good speed, right?
Yeah, sliding motion again. You want in experiment or the modeling?
The real case.
Okay. In real case, again, that sliding motion can be overcome by providing a better grip at the leg tip. Okay, a better grip means that you have to use some pad. Plus, you can give, yes, you need to use certain pad.
In the movement, both the front legs are moving first, then back by the back legs, right?
Yeah.
So when can we have the diagonal kind of leg movement?
Yeah, there are different gates actually, as I told you. Okay, so there are different gates. You can model for the other gates also. Okay.
Just imitating like a normal animal box.
Yeah.
So any specific algorithm we are using for this fault identification?
For?
Fault identification of the DOM.
No, we are not using any algorithm as such. Okay, actually, practically what is done is basically that there is a matrix which is prepared. Means in that matrix what is there, you first identify the components which can have the probable faults. Okay, so those components are identified, and then a matrix is prepared. That what will be the values of if they are working, say, in the healthy condition, then you can have 0 0, and if there are some faults you can have 1 1. So those parameters are monitored.
Like lookup table.
Yes, exactly, something like that. So those parameters are monitored, and if any change in that value is observed, then it is identified that okay, this thing has gone wrong.
just fault estimation only, not diagnosis.
Pardon?
First, just you are making the fault
Yeah,
identification.
this is for the identification of the fault.